Okay, we're back, guys. We are back. I'm gonna make sure that my chat is working. So don't mind me while I do that real quick. But there we go. Okay, so I looked up what I needed to look up. We have a couple things we gotta do. The first thing... Oh, that's actually great. It looks like that already worked how I wanted. The upper lip doesn't... No, it does. Okay. So I'm not even gonna have to redraw it because that mesh is actually fantastic already. Those meshes work great. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically we're going to glue the mesh together. So there's ways to do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here to edit this, and we're going to does it have to be this big? No, okay, clicking area, selection area. Thank you. No. Does it have to be this huge? Can I have a smaller pen? Isn't it? Is it R? No. Is it S? There's a way to change the size of this. Is it Control? Space. Alt. Shift. There is a way to change the size of your brush. I don't know what it is. How do I change the size of the eraser tool? I don't remember. That's so annoying. Whatever. It's fine. We're gonna do this anyway. What we're gonna do is we're gonna select. Basically, we're gonna get rid of several of these here. Don't worry, we'll put them back, but for now they're gonna go. I so would love to do this with this a little bit more here. Something kind of like that is essentially what you want. And then we'll even like put one back here. And then do auto connect to connect those back together. So there we go. So we have that. Now, what we're going to do next, click select OK on that. And then we're going to go here to lower lip, because this is the part that connects to the lower lip. We're going to go into the manual mesh edit here. We're going to select these, and we're going to hit Control C. I think this is how this works, okay? Exit that, go here, go into this, and then Control V. Alright, now that should be pasted exactly where we want that to be, okay? So now that's in here, and what we want to do is we don't want it all to be connected like this, so we actually want to deselect first. And then we're going to select this, and we're going to connect these together. The reason you want to do that is because you'll end up with this kind of symmetry here. It's actually not my favorite type. Let's see. It probably is the simplest though. Let's just do what it has set up there. Sometimes that can cause some weird things to happen, but it's probably going to be better in the long run. So then we're going to do auto connect, like so, like here, kind of like this. I could, well, you know, actually I could kind of fix it, couldn't I? If I really wanted, I could kind of fix it. Okay, I'll do this the long way. So we're going to do this to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. And then see, this one doesn't have anything to go to, so we're gonna make a new vertice point here. Connect it there. Okay, and then we're gonna go to here, to here, to here. Same thing. Make a new one here. Connect it. And then it's just gonna be a lot of this. But this should hopefully keep it pretty tightly knit together. Oops. There we go. Okay. Which is typically what you want. You don't really want things to be clipped at weird angles most of the time. Or you don't want to have like multiple things clipped into that, like with the mouth usually, because usually that will mess up. I had that on, like, it gets more annoying on the mesh when you go to do it. So there we go. So now we have this, okay? And we'll select okay on that. And if I were to go to this plus the lower lip line and go in here, you can see this is now perfectly overlaid on each other. And I can glue it if I want to by doing something like this. And then I can bind it. So now that's glued together. What that means, practically, is that now anytime that I were to move this, it's going to move the skin underneath it. Okay? Which is going to be important for our mouth stuff. So anyway, so that's the lower lip line there. Okay, now we have to do the upper lip. And it's the same kind of deal, basically. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to erase these. I'm going to use my really big one since I don't really have anything else. Okay, we're just going to do that so that it's the same on both sides. Hit OK. Go here. Go into this. Select it. Let's see. Hit OK. Go back here. Into it. Control V. And it's going to stick it there. And then we're going to link it all up together by deselecting and then clicking on our pieces. So this is going to, sorry. This is going to connect there. And then over here, this one is going to connect here. Okay. Now that is going to do this again, but again, we're going to have multiple ones connected there, which I don't really want to happen. So what I'm going to do is the same thing, where we go here, then we go here, and then we go here, and then we go, I actually don't have to connect this, which is pretty nice. Go there, okay, connect here, here, into here, into here, into here, into here, into here, and just, you know, connect all these spots together, and eventually we will have the lip mounted on the mouth properly. This is the tedious part of the mouth rigging, if you can believe it. It's really just this, and it helps if you know what you're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, it'll take you a minute to figure it out. The first time that I tried doing this, I tried doing it exactly like the tutorial told me. I don't know, it's one of those things where, like, it's a little bit easier to do once you kind of figure it out for yourself, and you sort of come up with your own method. And so this is my method. And the method that Marley Yufei was using in the video tutorial just didn't work as well for me. Not because it was bad or anything, just because, you know, it didn't work as well. That's where I went wrong with that. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, well that's gonna be kind of weird then. Can we jump over? No, you don't. I'd like to go here, and then here, and then I'd like to connect this one first. And that can go to there. That's probably fine. Okay, and then we'll auto-connect the rest. So there we go. This is our new mouth rig. There we go. And then what we will do is we will select that, select both, go here. Right, like that, and we're gonna bind it together. Okay. Okay. So now I have both of these figured out where they're supposed to be. Yeah. That's good for a couple of reasons. But mainly, again, it's because all that's going to be there. Now, we're going to turn on some of these other parts here too. And if I've done my work correctly, they should already be clipped where they're supposed to go. And now you can see how this is dragging all of the skin and everything together, which is important. Okay. So anyway, so now these are all linked in here together. Now I forget exactly. I guess I'll have to figure it out. I forget whether or not we give this it's like a warp deformer to do this, because I know you do path deformation on this. I think you just do it directly on top of that, and then you give it based on your reference. You'll give it keyframes. Okay, and I'm referring to my chart here, so give me just a sec, guys. Okay, I kind of understand. All right, so now what we're gonna do is on mouth form. Okay, so we have two other things. They work kind of like X and Y. There's mouth form and mouth open. Okay, they're these two parameters. Now, they work a little bit differently. Mouth open is 0 to 1, so it gets 2 keyframes. But mouth form gets 3 keyframes because it's -1 to +1. So it's like this, okay? And these kind of work like angle X and Y do for our stuff. And we're going to give one both to the upper lip and the lower lip and the mouth open and stuff, okay? So we're going to do that. I'm also going to just go ahead and group these into a mouth folder. And we'll label this as I'll make it purple. Purple for the mouth seems good. Alright, so this is gonna be the mouth rigging. And we're gonna put it also above X and Y. How do I reposition? Shift, Alt, Control. It's Control. Okay, there we go. Alright, so this is our mouth rig now. We are going to adjust ours a little bit more, but I'll get to that. The first thing that we're going to want to do is actually turn these off. She does have an open mouth. Okay, that's good. We're not going to touch most of the inside of her mouth yet. We will get there eventually. The upper teeth actually won't move at all. So that's also kind of important, apparently. I don't know, actually. F with Regis, I made the teeth move. Just realized I can't read chat in case anybody's in chat. But nobody's in chat, so it really doesn't matter. Alright. So, now we're going to start doing this. I'm going to make a math deform here on the upper and lower lip line. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's going to be this one, and we'll do the same thing on the lower one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can move those around if we need, but for the most part, they're just going to kind of be here. I did say that, but also I kind of would like it if I could just, you know, maybe move them around a little. There we go. That was a little messy. So you really just want those to be pretty set in the line well enough, because that's what they're going to be controlling. Same thing here. Okay, so now we have that on the line there. We need to, I want this middle one to be centered where the nose is. Try to do that on the bottom. Pretty close. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and now we're going to start messing around with things. So at 0, 0, which is this middle keyform here, the mouth should be formed up. Basically. So when it's closed, it's going to be like this. Normally, just like it is now. So we're not really going to touch it. It's just going to remain where it is there. And then I'm going to start with the closed mouth for the forms, and we will go to open. I think that's going to be the easiest way to do this. So again, this is going to be our closed mouth, and then at mouth form, okay, so this is where I need to start messing with this. So on here, this is mouth form, okay? I want to include one at -1, at -0.5 here, okay? 0, 0, 0.5, 1, and we actually want one on 1.2 as well. So the way we do that is we're going to change this to be 1.2. Okay. And then we'll change this to be 1. Hit OK. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, I guess I'm wrong about that. How do I mess with that? There's a way to change it. I just don't remember what it is. I think I have to edit the parameter. Yeah. Maximum's 1. There we go. Okay, so you can change this to 1.2. Hit OK. So there we go. And now, oops, sorry. Now we can mess with this again. So what we'll do now is we'll have one of these. So instead of 1.0, this will become 0.9. And then we'll also have one at 1.2, like so. So this will be our mouth forms here. Oh, sorry. No, why does it? Oh, and I've got to do that for both. So I'll have to fix that on the other one as well. And then mouth open is correct. It's just sitting in a weird place. Okay. Great. So then lower lip line we just have to fix so that it has the same ones. Because right now we have this, which is doing weird things. Like this one is off center now. So we have -1. We're going to do. Can we remove all? Okay, -1. We're gonna do -0.5, not -0.56. I don't know why it's trying to correct itself because we changed stuff. Then 0.1. Or sorry, no, I'm bad. 0.00. Okay, here. And then we're going to do 0.5. No, not 5.5. Just 5. Just 0.5. Okay, there we go. 0.5. And then we'll go to We'll do a 1. Oh, that's why it's weird. Yeah, it's a 1.0 and then a 1.2. Why did I try to make it 0.9 on the other one? I'm being weird. Okay. Let's fix that then. This is supposed to be 1.0. Okay. Not that it, I mean, it's not going to matter that much, but like, I want it to be right. Okay. So there we go. Nice. Cool. Cool. Okay. So, at -1, and really I don't think we'll start there. We'll start at each one and we'll move. So this is 0, 0. 0, 0 is normal. Okay. At 0.5, it's going to be slightly, it's really just going to be like more flat. But hers is already like the default smile, I think. Unless she means for that to be that way. I mean, it's kind of just a neutral mouth. So we could make this -0.5. Like, so let's make the normal mouth just -0.5. Then we'll do, the next one will be frown. Okay. Yeah. I like that. And then we'll go up in range of smile. Seems good. So upper line, hold on. Okay, so we're going to do the frown. Yeah, it does move up. Okay. So now we're going to do the frown here. And you can adjust this more. Like, this is the cool part about it, is that, and it's one of the reasons that I'm going to do the mouth closed first. Because once all these are right, we should be a lot closer to being able to get the rest of it there. Alright, so that one's mostly done, and now we'll do the lower one. And just kind of make it match up. So we're getting a little bit of clipping going on, but for the most part, I'd say that's pretty good. So we're going to go from a flat line to here. I think this is fine. Okay, there we go. We do get a little bit of clipping out there. Okay, so let's try to fix that too. This one has words. Let's skip this. Can I find one that I like here? Here we go. Alright. So, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the smile. And the smile is mostly the same too. It's just going to be a little bit more stretched out and up on the sides. Essentially like that. I think we'll pull this down a little more. And then lower lip, we'll do the same thing. So we go from a flat line to smile. Okay. And then, so that's going to be at 0.0. It'll be that. That also means it'll be the default one though, so I do want to make sure this looks good. I think we'll pull this down just a little more and maybe shrink these back some. Just check and see how that looks. Yeah, I like that better. That way it's not that different from here. I really don't want it to differ that much from this to this. But then here at this part, and because I don't want to do this, we're going to do a Control-Shift-C. Nice thing you can do, Control-Shift-V, and it will fix the problem that we had with that. So go here, C, Control-Shift-V, so we don't have to work backwards. This is why it's nice to move from one side or the other in the mouth rigging. So anyway, so now we're here. And on this one, it's just going to get bigger, and that's really the main difference here. Okay. So, oops, we're just gonna widen this a little bit more. I want to be kind of subtle about it too. Okay, so now we're gonna go here to here. So that's the change there. Not huge, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be. And then up to the next one, which we will copy and paste from here again. I think I am going to include 1.2 as well. So we'll go ahead and do that one as well. So now I have this as her mouth. I do think we need to do a little bit with the lower lip here. It needs to be pulled down some more, because it is all but disappearing. Which it is also getting stretched, so that's part of the reason. But there we go. Okay. And then other than like minor adjustments to be a little bit more symmetrical, I think this is pretty close. Like this could come down a little more here on both. Like I think here it's fine, but specifically when we go to like here, it almost looks like she's smirking. So this really needs to move down, I think. And same thing with this. Move it down to... Okay. Same kind of deal here. Okay. But I think that's pretty alright for like the closed mouth. And that's our mouth form basically done, which is nice because there's a lot of fixing it that we're going to have to do. So on mouth open, we're also going to have a lot more keyforms. And we're also going to do those one at a time. If I just grab them real quick here. So if I mess with this, we're going to have one at 0, 0. Okay. But then we're also going to have one at 0.1. And we're also going to have one at 0.3. And then 0.6. 1.0, and then there's also a 1.2 for this one. So we're gonna hit OK, and then I'm going to change the parameter so that it can go to 1.2 as the maximum. Okay. And we'll mess with it. Oops, mess with it again, and give it one at 1.2. Okay. We'll do the same thing with the lower one. So all the same places. Essentially, which actually for this, what we can do is go here. No, I can't. Okay, that's fine. So 1 at 0.1. 1 at 0.3. 1 at 0.6. Then there's 1 at 1 and 1 at 1.2. Like this. Okay. So there we go. Now, that's important because out of the ones, we're going to want the mouth closed to look good, and we're going to want to make these next ones look really good. Okay? And we want these to look really, really great. So, here we go. We're going to start on the bottom of my track and move up. So at 0, 1, okay, the mouth is supposed to open some. Now the chin is not going to move. That's important because if the chin does not move, then we're not going to move the... It's kind of a weird thing. So when you open your mouth, your lower jaw moves. Okay? You're like moving your jaw, right? When you open your mouth. But the upper part of your mouth and your like teeth and stuff don't move. So we're really just going to make the form how it's going to be, but it does sort of matter a little. Because I want to limit how much of the lower mouth I'm doing. Like, it needs to be mostly symmetrical. That being said... something like that could almost work. Almost. It needs to match at the gaps a little bit more, and we do need to do a little bit with the upper line, but... something kind of like that. That looks pretty okay. I would say that's looking pretty good there. So not too bad, okay? And then we'll move on to the next mouth form. So you see kind of how this is working? Okay. This one's going to be weird too, because of the way that this has to form. So Like, I'm almost going to, like, have to break it to do some of what I'm doing here. Let's do some of what I'm going to do here, I guess, would be another way to put that. I'm not really a fan of like how what this is doing here. I almost think I need another one on here. Or to adjust where this one is. So let's go here and we're gonna back up. Back it up. This is where mouth rigging can get kind of annoying sometimes. I guess for now what we will do is I'll start with an upper and a lower. Shift. The reason that I'm getting this kind of accordion effect is that there's only so far that you can push these in without them breaking other pieces of your mesh. And you do kind of have to try to accordion them in some. And it may be that I need more dots on this. Instead of 5, I may need like 6. Because this is where things are really getting me here. So we may just go back to when this was flat. The only unfortunate thing is that then we would have to like there's a lot of stuff here that potentially changes a little. Hopefully it'll be okay. I think I'm gonna remove the one here, and I'm going to give it one here, and then one on the other side. And just go ahead and give it 6 of them. And that might help. I will do the same thing with the lower one. I don't think this will break stuff. I'm not sure. Yeah, it actually doesn't. Okay, we're fine. At different places, it might move my pieces a little bit. But that should be mostly okay. So, going back here. Luckily, it hasn't really changed anything, I don't think. This is lower. It's always just making the O is the hardest thing. This O shape is really tough to get right. I don't even know if you really would want to do it. I could also try just doing it with like mesh deformers. But typically having the extra control on the mouth is better. But this is giving me a lot of fits right now. Like, it's really meant to be smaller than that, too. But there's only so much that you can do with that, really. Using this method, anyway. I can push this up some more. It's like I can't pull it in the direction that I want to pull it in. It's so weird. Something about how I made the mesh connect, I think. Yeah, you see like how this is happening? Why is it trying to make the mesh like collapse on itself? Maybe the problem is 5 is too much. Maybe it needs to be 3. It's specifically because I'm trying to make it into like a small O shape too. I think I'm just going to be slightly limited on like how O-shaped I can make the smallest one of these. And I'm just going to have to be okay with that. Except that's like not really O-shaped at all. Hmm. See, it's something to do with the way that it's trying to move things, because why is this happening? This is not what should be happening right now. Should not be what's happening with their mouth. Garbage. I've been talking this whole time. Well, that's okay. Nobody was here to see that anyway. So, yeah. Bum, ba, ba, bum. It doesn't matter anyway. Okay. Here. This one should actually be fine, which is great. Ha ha ha, I think, says Marin. Oh dear. Ha ha ha, I think. Hi, Marin. What's up? I am here to see it all, she says. Hi, hi. Are you done streaming, Marin? How did your stream go? Marin is here to watch. Yeah, Marin, what I'm doing right now is I'm fixing mouth rigging. It's being kind of finicky. It's still not working how I want it to work. But we're getting there. Yes! Went good. Had to put your Pokemon in the box for now. Unfort. That's okay. That's okay. He's living his best life in the box. But you will be represented by another, I promise. I appreciate it. It's cool. I think it's neat that you name them after the viewers. If I ever do a Pokemon or, you know, type stream, I'm going to have to do that. That's a cool thing. Okay, so now we're here. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm skipping 0.1 on the mouth form. I don't want to mess with that right now because it was not working. So we're going to jump to 0.3. And I'm going to try to do the flat O form first. Okay? And then we'll go from there. I think maybe that'll go better. So it definitely goes up. Maybe it's something to do with the order that I'm doing it in. Maybe I need to go up with these first. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it just has to do with my mesh, and my mesh is being weird. If I rig this whole mouth and it's ugly, I'm gonna be so mad. But I really think it's something to do with the way that... Whoops. I think it's something to do with the way that I did the meshing and stuff. Why can't I see the... Why is the rest of the mouth gone? So that's weird. Oh, maybe because I'm doing them in reverse. That could be why. That could be the problem. That might be it, guys. I might be doing it in reverse. This is the one that goes up. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, you see how like it clips this stuff together? Like I don't like using path deformers. I really am considering switching to using a mesh deformer because this is so annoying. But maybe I can get it to do what I want it to do. This is why I don't like mouth rigging, guys. It's frustrating. Like, it's like it's not centered on the mesh or something. It's just, it's behaving weirdly. Yuck. You see how gross that looks? Yuck. Ugh. No. I don't like Do not like at all. Oh, thank you. Okay, I think maybe means I have to go back. Okay, we're going to just go back to here where everything looks fine. Okay. I think I'm going to get rid of the path deformer. I really don't like it. It means I'm going to be doing kind of uncharted territory though, because most of the time when you do this, you do a path deformer. I'm pretty sure. But I don't like it. So I'm going to be a rebel and we're going to do warp over warp. And it'll probably work out. Maybe. Ouch. I could actually probably still use the path deformer too if I need to somewhere. But see, like, the cool thing about the path deformer is that I can get rid of it and like all of the stuff we already did still works. So that is the one nice thing about them. Is that it really doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're still going to go from like this to this, but I'm going to give it other things. So we're going to put upper lip and upper lip line inside of a deformer. We're going to call this upper mouth. Oh, is that going to be bad? Should I do that? Let's just do lip. Let's just do lip. So I don't want to confuse myself later. Upper lip. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, create. Okay, and now I have this deformer here, which doesn't have any keyforms. Oh, is that going to be weird, actually? That should be fine, right? No. Will it be? Maybe it'll be okay. What happens if I... Okay, hold on. If I give this a parameter. Is that fine? I guess that's fine. It's not like I'm going to give the mouth physics later, so that's... Or do I do that with ViewBridger? Marin says, I don't know anything about rigging. Sorry. Yeah, clearly I don't either. There's a whole tutorial about this I could be looking at. I'm just, like, being mean to myself. Ugh, okay, if I do warp over warp, that means I have to get rid of everything we just did. Or does it? Does it mean that? Or does it, or can I just go? Can I just go and it'll be fine? It should be fine as long as I don't have to give the mouth physics. Marin says, what do you mean you're so good at this stuff? Thanks, Marin. Thanks a lot. Do you want to see how the models move, Marin? Hold on. I showed this earlier, but I'll show you again. Believe. Actually, wait, no, this isn't what I want. Okay, if I click, if I get out of this. Hello? Mouse. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So this is the X and Y's that we got so far. Wait, why is it inverse? Wait, what? Wait, am I crazy? Why? Wait, what? Huh? Well, anyway, but this is the... Oh, the model's flipped. Why is my canvas flipped? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, man. That was throwing me off so bad. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So this is what the movement and stuff is looking like pretty so far. Which is pretty cool. And there's some fun toggles too. If I go here to the eyes. So she's got, I mean, I didn't make these, mind you. Like, these are toggles that she wanted on the model. But there's a sweat and an angry. Which was pretty easy to fix. We fixed that earlier. And then she's got like a dark face. She can be scary looking. Spooky. And there are these eyes, which I think are pretty cool. So like, and they're all rigged up to physics and stuff. I did all this earlier in stream. To see like they kind of move. She's got stars and she's got hearts. And then this is my favorite. I like this a lot, and I actually really like the fact that this happens. She can blink with them. Okay. Because at first I was just gonna do it. Thanks, Marin. Yeah. Oh, movement looks so good. Oh, sorry, stretching. Been sitting for too long. Anyway, oh, peak expression, right? Right? So, I mean, again, I didn't draw this part. Like, she wanted this, but I made it blink, and I really like the fact that it blinks. And it follows it. So I really like that. Anyway. Okay, so back to mouth rigging. Ew. Not my favorite part. The blinking, ha ha ha. Yeah, I really like the fact that it blinks. Love it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What was I doing? Mouth stuff. Okay. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. We're just gonna give it all the keyframes again, and just it should be fine, right? Totally. Yeah. I'm getting tired of having to put these keyframes in though, I'll tell you that. Let's see. Negative 0.5, and then I have to fix it because Life 2D is kind of weird. Okay, and then 0, 0. Like you change one thing and it wants to mess with where all of your values go. But my values are mine, okay? And you can't mess with them. 1.0. And then 1.2. Okay. So now we have all of these for the upper lip. And then I guess what I need to do then, if I'm going to do this, is I also need to put one on the lower lip, right? I'm asking. But this is, yes, what we need to do. So we're going to do... Bottom. Did I do top? I did upper. Why did I do upper? Upper is such a weird way to name it. We'll do bummer. Bummer lip is going to be the bottom, guys. Okay? Just keep in mind. Yes, 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 surely. I think it'll be fine. Probably it'll be fine. I have to do this part again. Negative 0.5, 0, 0, 5, 1, 1.2. And then we'll just batch fix. So 0.5, 0.0, 0.5, and 1. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Okay. Do I want to change anything else about these, or is this fine? I think... Ooh, okay, I should probably give it a little bit more topology. Let's give it a little more topology. We'll do... I don't know... 10? 10, that seems better. And maybe, like... 12? Yeah, that's probably good. And this one I'll just do 8 by 10 because it's a little smaller. And that'll probably be okay. Okay, great. So, parameter settings. Here we are. And they also need ones on mouth open. So we have to do that part too. There's a lot of this going to happen. On the top, we have 0, 0. 0.1. So like there. Then there's a 0.3. Oh, I can actually just do 0.3. Great. 0.6. Is it 1.0? Yeah. 1.0 and 1.2. Okay. And then I have to fix 2. At least this is easier. 1.0 and 0.1 are the ones that don't want to behave. There we go. Okay. So we got that. And then same thing for this one. So 0, 0. 0.1, 0.3, 0.6. 0.1 and 0.12. Negative 0 knowledge. I'm sure you could figure it out if you tried, Marin. Besides, you know how to do how to like customize a 3D VTuber, and I don't know how to do that, so you know. Believe in yourself, like what you told me, right? Okay, so we're gonna try 0.1 again, guys. Oh dear, we're gonna try it again. Yeah, yeah, maybe? Yeah, kinda. Okay. I think... What did I do? I hate it when that happens. Quit deleting yourself. Okay. It's like Control A or something, like deletes your deformer. It's so so weird. I don't know how that happens. Okay. This is already easier. This is definitely already easier. And it's gonna be kind of easier to keep it symmetrical too, I think. So this is better. This is better. We're doing better, guys. This is better. Okay. There we go. And like this over here. Okay. Ugh, she says. Ugh. Okay. That's kind of okay. Because she's frowning. And I want it to look natural when it opens. So I think this is fine. This is good. Okay. Now we're going to go here and we're going to do different things. It's going to be kind of different every time. So now what I want to do is I want to make an O shape. And I want the O shape to work this time. Let's move it up. That looks good. Cool. I think making the O shape is still going to be really hard. The stupid O mouth shape. Why do people's mouths have to do that? It doesn't. You know, it's how they're supposed to work. Why do they work that way? Okay, and nope, can't do it that way. It needs to be... I don't like. No. Why are you the way that you are? Come on. Really? Really? Circles are the true enemy of artists. You know, Marin, that's really true. That's really true. Like, why did it have to be circles? It could have been anything else, right? All right, I'm gonna enable my tablet screen, and I'm going to move this down so that I can do this freehand. That might work out better for me. Provided my Wacom, well, provided my tablet doesn't start lagging. Hold on, it might go black for a sec. Oh, or we might get crazy things happening. Okay, whoa. We did not like that, did we? Why am I huge? What in the world? OBS really didn't like that. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Hi, chat. Okay. I was just trying to fix my tablet. Like, what in the world? Alright. Did it fix the tablet? No. It didn't. Okay, well, I guess I'll see myself out, says Marin. Bye, Marin. If you're leaving, I'm not really sure why, but bye. Anyway. Okay. If you do have to go, have a good one. No. She screams. For she does not know. See previous comment? Circles are the true enemy of artists. I'll see myself out. Hold on, I have a toggle for this. Oh, I thought I had a toggle for this. Do I not have a toggle for this? Did it not save? Hold on. I do have to fix this real quick. Okay, I'm back. I'm fixing the thing. I had to step away for a sec. My folks are leaving, so I had to say bye. Okay. Why do I have another hotkey? Hotkey action. What? Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be there. I don't understand. Why is it not working? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Huh? Huh, Marin? What do you mean? Huh? There we go. My hotkeys for VTube Studio. VTube Studio is so weird on Linux. I promise you. Where did YouTube go? Oh, there's YouTube. See preview. Oh, was it blocked? The previous comment that I have is circles are the true enemy of artists. I'll see myself out. That's the progression that I have. I'm turning myself back on. Haha, there we go. Now you can see. Yee, it's not showing up. It's because I had it turned off. My joke was so bad, YouTube was like, it's not showing up. YouTube did not like the joke. That's too bad. Silly YouTube. Silly YouTube. Okay, I can't use my tablet because my tablet's kind of bugging out right now, so. I guess we will just try to do this manually. Or maybe from here. What if from here I gave it things, right? Can I not do this anymore? Why not? Oh. Yeah, okay. Here we go. So what if from like here I gave it some? Right? And then we just use that to like shape it to be how I want. Sort of like that, maybe? Okay. Kinda? And is that gonna work how I want? I think it might. I actually... Yeah. Surprisingly enough, that does work. Chat, we're geniuses. We're great. We actually know what we're doing. I can stop being confused now. Okay. That's pretty close. So now if we do the lower mouth... kind of like this, and then we do the same thing but down here. And how's this one supposed to look? This one's supposed to be a little different, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, I think that's pretty close. Like, it's a lot closer than where we've been at. For sure. We go back up here for a sec, and we just pull this in here. Yes, 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 yes. Guys, we have kind of an O shape. Let's go. Let's actually go. Yippee! Now, it's debatable. Oh, yeah! Literally, oh, yeah. O's in the chat, guys. O's in the chat. Let's go. Going very well. Now that we know what we're doing. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so see, so now we have here, here. I think it's good. We're getting there. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now we have the smile mouth. And does that mean yes, they're gonna retain? So I can move them around and I can do whatever I want. This is so good. All right, now this is at 0, 0. Technically, I'm doing stuff that's a little bit different from how it's on my chart, but you know, that's fine. Probably. Let's move this up a little. So this one doesn't really move a ton higher than the last one. So that's important. We don't want it to be too much higher here. But we do want it to be just a little higher here. So something like that where it'll kind of move down. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And then we'll pull the corners down again. So push this part up and then pull these down. This is definitely a weird way to do it. But kind of okay, I guess. I think all of these might be supposed to be a little bit further down on the face, though. Because the upper teeth are not supposed to move. Oh well. We'll fix that in a minute. I want to go a little further here. So do that, and then if I go here, I should be able to fix how this part looks. Yeah. Just like that. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, because I don't think it should be that close to her nose. Oh, whoops. Anyway, but that's looking good, I think. And then the bottom opens a little bit too. See, I don't know. This might actually be an instance here of it needs to be more the lower lip moving and not the upper lip. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Because over here, we have our O shape. And then things flatten back out. I think that looks good. So here to here, I did say we would do physics today, but we really haven't done that much physics. Mostly I've been working on this mouth. Can we skip this one? I don't really want to listen to Big Shot. Thanks, guys. Okay. So... So a frown into this, and then here... If I want to move the lower lip, I guess that's what I want to do, right? With the mouth higher, it looks cute, though. Oh, that's funny. I mean, kinda, you're right. I think we just have to move it all together, maybe? Because, see, this is like how... Like, this is the way that the mouth works, right? Like if you actually look at the way that your mouth works. Like, your upper lip does move, but it's not as much as your lower lip. I think is the idea. So this needs to come up a little bit to do that. I just want to make sure that it's going to look right with... Yeah, so that'll look fine. In fact, that should almost be... Like, here, we should actually have this almost be more down to get our O shape. Except it's supposed to be a smaller O shape here, because this is 0.1, so I don't know. I don't really know what to do with that exactly, other than maybe shrink this a little bit, but then the back of the mouth is kind of... So I'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for here... See, I think maybe I really should have just not done that one to start with. But I don't know. It's what I've committed to at this point, so I guess we'll do it. So for the third line of this one, you want to be here. Okay. And then we want to push the corners up. Like this. What am I listening to? Okay, I'm switching my music. Let's do like Carter Valley music or something. I don't know. Okay. I think that's working. Yes. Yes, yes. And then it's like it's a more yeah. Yeah. I think this makes sense. Okay, and so then for the upper lip, we will do kind of what we did before, really. But instead of moving it up first, I'm just going to move these up some. And then move these down. Kind of like that. How does that look? Yeah, because that's just changing the mouth form. That's actually what I want right there. Is a lot more like what I want. Good. Okay. That works. And then we just need to mess with this part. This part. Not that, no. Please. Please stop. Everyone wants to mess around with me. Okay. And then move this here. And then do this here like this. I do have to be careful how much I compress this on these still, but we're getting there. Yeah, that's looking pretty good actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice. Sweet. That is definitely getting there for sure. I think I want to do something else with both of these though. Just to kind of seal it a little bit more. Because this is still pretty big for our O shape. And kind of all these are really. Like even this. So I think the other thing that I want to do is I want to take... Nice. I think I want to take this and hold Alt here. And shrink both of these a little. Can I do them both at the same time? Because that's what I'd really like to do. Yes, kinda. The only other thing about that is that the mouth is kind of... Okay, hold up. Hold up a sec. So maybe instead of... No. XY, no. No. I need to just do it. Do I need another... I need another warp for this, don't I? Because this is different from form. This is almost its own thing. I mean, it's part of the form rig, but it's... Yeah, I think I need another warp deformer for this. Because now we have ones to control the lips. But then I need one that I can use to just shrink the whole mouth. Right? Because it needs to include everything. So... I see, I legitimately don't know if I'm overcomplicating all of this or not. But I'm trying to think about the easiest way to do it. So this is gonna be... What would I even call this? This is what, like mouth? Mouth 3 size. Mouth 3 size? Yeah? Yeah, we like it? Okay. Yeah. And I don't think this part really matters so much. We could probably just do a 4x4 here, grid, and it'd be fine. Because I'm literally just using this to shrink it. I do have to give it all of the parameters though. So we do have to do that real fast. Okay. I feel like I'm like massively overcomplicating this, but it makes sense to me, I guess. So if it makes sense, I guess we'll go with it. So 0.5, 0.0, negative 0.5, 1.0. Okay. All those are good. And then one for this. Gonna be 0. I'll do this enough times that I'll just memorize it. 0, 0.1, 0.3, 0.6, 1.0, and 1.2. Okay. All right, now in theory, right? In theory, we should be able to do this now, right? So if I go up here to this one, And I hold Alt here. Now we can resize everything. Excellent. Okay. And then if we go here, yes, and it stretches back out. Yes. Ah, yes. Okay, awesome. Ha 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 ha. Nice. Okay. I like it when things work like I'm expecting them to. Okay, so then we'll do the same thing here. We will shrink it and make it smaller. Success! We done it! It's successful. Oh, except do I want the whole mouth to do that? Okay, wait. Or do I just want the back of the mouth to do that? Because I'm not actually trying to make her whole mouth smaller. What I was trying to do is just keep the red part of the mouth out. So did I need a different warp deformer for that? Or am I being silly? Or is this the easiest way to do this? Because... no, I've done it in reverse. Nope, that's what it is. That's what it is, yeah. Okay. But do I like this? I mean, does that... because that looks fine, right? Because when we're here, I mean, I don't think that looks weird. Going from there to there. That looks like mouth. I did overcomplicate it, but did I make it better by doing that? That's the question. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think this will be good. Hey, who knows? Okay. So if that's gonna be the way that this is, then in that case, I could make this come down a little more. And squeeze in a little more here. Yeah, I really do think this is a case of task failed successfully. I already shrank that, right? Yeah. So that looks great. Very successfully, says Marin. Very successfully. We've done it wrong, but I think it's okay. Maybe. It might be alright. There is a little bit of breaking here. I'm not quite sure why that's happening. And bro, the end result is what matters. Yes. I mean, you're right. When I stop and pause and have to think it through, though, I'm just trying to think about, like... But you're right. I mean, we just need to make it exist first, right? We can make it good later. I really like that quote. But, yeah, I think this is looking good, though. This to here to here. The only other thing is, it's kind of... the part of it is sort of breaking right there. I don't really know why that's happening. But fix it later. So, now we go here. And here's where I think I'm gonna have to actually do it the correct way. We can still shrink it a little if I want, because these are supposed to be smaller, but I think that I do still have to fix this correctly first. Which can be as simple as that. Okay, nice. That's actually great. This is fantastic news. Awesome. So there to this. Yes. Yes. That's working great. Okay. Awesome. Do I like the length of that? I think I do want to shrink this one too, just a little. Just a little. No, not that. Alt. Yeah, okay. Excellent. Great. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. Moving on. This part is actually great because this part, we just get to do smiling. Okay? So this part's a lot nicer, I would say. Because all we're gonna do I'll figure that part out. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. Because this is the teeth, right? Clipped inside of the map. Okay. It's still fine though, right? Because I could just do that. I don't know. I know I'm doing a lot of pausing, guys. But basically, we're going to do kind of semi-smile here. And I might be moving the lower teeth to meet the upper teeth here. We'll see. But essentially, this is gonna kind of behave sort of like a grin, and we're gonna go in like varying degrees of that. And the cool part is, once we get one, we kind of have the other two mostly there already. So that part is kind of nice. Anyway, so we get this here. I think maybe move some of this in too. And then go to the lower lip. Like this. Yeah, okay, see, that looks pretty good. No, go back. Whoops. Okay, so we go from here and to this. That's a bit of a stretch. But I think that's because here we're up too far. Hold on. I think this needs to be down more. Yeah. That's what it was. Okay, and then this moves back up some. Just to kind of match a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. And then that to that is a much more natural transition. We have the O shape into this, into smile. Right? Make sense? I think it does. We do, again, I have some weird clipping. I'll try to fix that in a minute when we get all these hidden. Okay, but we're getting there. This is good. I think I do want to move this back up slightly. Yeah, okay. I think that's looking good, though. And then we will move the... Does that mean I'm going to have to... Oh, boy. Having to make so many XYs. So many of these. Okay. Then we will have one... I think what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to pull these out. I don't think that's going to change anything about the mouth resize. Like, if I go here... Yeah, I don't think that's going to change anything about what we're doing. So that's fine. And then I'm going to give the lower teeth an XY. Not an XY. I keep calling it that. I'm going to give it a warp deformer. That moment of realization of all the future work. Yeah, do you want to see... I can show you my mouth chart. I don't know who this is by. I don't know who this mouth chart... Oh, yeah. No, I do. It's Kozichu. So, the one that Sketchy gave me to work with. So this is the map, okay? Right? Like if you were going to have something, like this is the map of where we are and where we're trying to go, right? Okay? Like if we're fighting, like if we're in a dungeon, chat, okay? This is our map. We are here, where my mouse cursor is. This part. We're on this one, okay? There's still everything above that to do. And the 2 smiles to the left. This one's a lot more in depth. Like even Regis's mouth is not this complicated. Not the dungeon map. Yeah. The good news is once this part's done, like we're basically done with everything on the face, right? There's really not... There is V-Bridger rigging, okay? But even that's not that hard. I will have to fix the tablet for that. But it's mostly you're doing like brush strokes and changing like where the chin position and stuff is. So it's a lot of fun stuff. And I can always even come back and do that later. Like it doesn't have to be done first. So once I have the mouth done, we're really basically there. Then we just have the hair, like doing physics for the hair. And then the body XYZ. And that's basically it. We're basically done after that. Because there aren't that many things on her model that have physics, right? There's the hair, which is the majority of it. And then there's this chain will have some physics. And her earrings will. And that's like it. Okay, like that part of it is actually fairly simple. So doing the XYs has been the biggest part of rigging this. And then we'll be done. So once we get the mouth done, we're kind of there. Oh boy. And in theory, the mouth part should get easier, but we'll just have to see about that. Because the forms don't change that much as you go up, they just kind of get bigger. So, anyway. What am I going to call this? I'm going to call this the teeth move. And it's only the lower teeth, because only the lower teeth are supposed to move. Okay. And then I should just be able to give it all of the keyforms. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get good enough at this that I just memorize where they're all supposed to go. That, and then that, and then that, and then that. I feel like a speedrunner. So, nope. Oh, nope, I did something wrong. That's not where that's supposed to be. 1.0 is 0.0, not 0. That's why. Okay, there we go. And then mouth open, which is going to be 0, 0.1, 0.3, 0.6, 1, and 1.2. Oh, and 0, 0. Okay, yeah. Ow. Okay, there we go. Nice. So then here, we're going to move the bottom teeth up. Ah, yes, the rigging speedrun. You know, at one point, I don't have it anymore. This was when I was still on my Windows setup before. I did have, for rigging, I did have a speedrun timer that I would use. I need to get that set up again. That'd be funny. And I really think we could just do this. Now, on the one that it has, it's not really showing the bottom teeth. But the other part about that is that this one doesn't really show the bottom teeth at all. So I'm not going to worry about that part. I think it's fine. If she's smiling and she shows the bottoms of her teeth, that's just the different way that her mouth anatomy is. No way. Yeah, we need the live split. Okay, see, what's really funny about that, right, is that I think we should sometime we should really do a, like, VTuber rigging speedrun, because you could actually do, like, with some stuff, like with a lot of art type content, right? I think it's funny to say that, like, oh, I'm speedrunning art, but there's not really, like, you can't do it like speedrunners do it, where there's splits, okay? And it's like, if we get here by this time, we're on pace for the speedrun, right? But with a VTuber rig, you totally could do that. That's really funny. Especially if it was like a case where, which I don't know that I would want to do this, but especially if it was like a case where I wanted to re-rig my VTuber for some reason or something like that. Just with, like, if I've done a couple more and I need better skills, and you could be like, okay, and we're on pace to do this, right? And treat it like, and you just work faster to get like a better workflow. That's actually really funny. I would so be there to see a competition for this. If Bardic and Nana, because otherwise it's just gonna be me speedrunning. But if Bardic and Nana want to really learn VTube Studio, we could totally do like pick a summer and do like a streamathon or something where we'd have to schedule all that, but like we put it together and then it's just like a week-long stream and it's who can speedrun their VTuber model the fastest. It probably would be a lot simpler of a model too. I don't think it would be quite as in-depth as this. It would cover the main things, so you'd have to do like a simple mouth rig, not as extensive as this one. You'd have to do a simple mouth rig, you'd have to do eyes. There would be hair, but there wouldn't be that many hair pieces, but there would be hair pieces. And we would all be doing, I think we'd all be doing the same model. Like it would, because it's part of it's like the fact that it's a competition, right? So you're doing the same run. So we would all be doing the same model. That would be really funny. We should totally do that. Yeah, because like different models, because that's one of the things about VTuber rigging where it would be slightly different from like how actual speedruns go. Because like speedruns are for games, right? So most of the time when you're doing that, you're like everybody can kind of compare to the same game. So if you're using a different model, would be a different game, right? There's really not a good way around that. So you'd have to use the same model. We could actually do that with one of like Live2D gives away models. I wonder if they have any that are pre-rigged. We would either draw our own or we could use one of the pre-rigged models. Anyway, that would be really funny. We should totally do that at some point. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was doing mouth stuff. Okay. Upper lip line needs to be fixed on this part. Just so that that part's not quite as pointy. Really though, I think that's it. Other than that, I'm not too mad about where it is. I like it. I think it's cute. I think that's great. Okay, so the question is, do I want to shrink it? I think I want to shrink it again. So we're going to do mouth resize, okay? And on this one, we're going to shrink it a little so that it's there. I don't want it to, yeah, I just don't want it to move out from there. So like, that's fine. So that's great. And then we'll go here, okay? But what we'll do with that is then we'll Control-Shift-C this, and we'll put it on top of this one. Why did that not work? Oh, because I did it. Oh, I did it on the wrong thing. That's why. Because I'm silly. Or no, did it work? No, it didn't work. Okay, no, I don't want it to be resized to that point. So actually, this actually is a little easier than what I was thinking. So what we do here is we go here, we copy it here, the form that it's in, and then we go here, paste that. In theory, this works. In theory, this works. In practice, it might not, but in theory, it does. Okay, so can't. This might not work, chat. Or it might, Okay, or it might. Or we might be geniuses. We might send it and it might work, and we might be geniuses. Yes. Yes, we are. We are absolutely rocking. Okay, nice. And then we need teeth move. And teeth move is going to be here, and then we're going to put it here. And there we go. Excellent. Okay, see? And now the size of her mouth changes. Now, you do see the teeth. The only part about this that I don't like is you do see the teeth go down when she makes the O shape. Because her bottom teeth have to come up. So I wonder if it would actually be better just to stretch the upper teeth so that they fit inside of the mouth. I don't know. Probably the anatomically correct way to do it would be to fix it so that, like, here, her mouth isn't quite as wide and you don't see the bottom part of her teeth. Or, like, the whole mouth gets shifted up a little bit. Ow, 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 my back. Believe, what did I tell you? Believe. I gotta stretch, guys. Oh boy. Sitting for too long really does it. That really did work though. So yeah, so it's just a matter of whether or not, like, I don't know, but we can figure that part out later. I think for now it's fine. It's just a little wonky, but a lot of live 2D can be gone back and forth with. Okay. And so then for the next one, it's actually, believe it or not, it's just the same thing again. So we'll actually just copy all of these forms one more time. So we'll do this one to here. Okay. We'll go to the upper one here to here. Okay. And then go okay, teeth move needs to be copied. Like that. Okay. And do we need to do anything else? No, I think we just need to fix a couple of things. Is all. Really? We are going to do a mouth resize here. That is going to be to pull this. What? Huh? Wait, what? What? Okay, that's kind of funny looking. Wait, why is that happening? I guess it's like her gums, maybe? Like what? Like what? What's that part? Okay, hold on. If I hide this for a sec. Her mouth is here, so it's the face base that's doing that. Okay, hold on. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. Edit, redo, 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 redo. Okay, I don't really know, but just turn the stuff back on. That's what I need to do. Okay, so then what we need to do with this then is just this part needs to move because like it needs to be, yeah, that's it. That's it. It needs to be bigger. Okay, I think that's going to be another one of those things that I fix in a minute. But the core of it's there. So we have up to like the first 2 lines done. Oh boy. So now we should have closed mouth and 0.1 all done. So there's only 4 more lines of the mouth to do, guys. And then if we look at some of this, you can see the cool part about it is since we've already done the mouth XY, everything here at all the different angles will actually already be done, right? And it kind of already looks good. Now, there will be some stuff that we will have to fix. Is that? Well, that's weird. When her face goes up, it kind of clips out of her mouth shading. That's sort of odd. I don't know if there's a great way for me to fix that. Probably not. I also don't know that you're really going to notice that much, though. I don't know. Marin, what do you think? Is it really noticeable? Let's take her to posing. Nah. Marin says, nah. I kind of agree. I think, nah. Did my, oh. Sorry, guys. My VTuber stopped working. Yeah, looking at it, I think maybe it's not that big a deal. Marin, if you haven't noticed so far, Okay, I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to this kind of stuff. I don't really know why, because like with the rest of my art, I'm really not. But for some reason with VTuber rigging, I get very meticulous about the way that things look. Anyway. Hopping in to say hi. Sorry, I don't have audio and I'm about to leave the house, but good luck on stream and rigging, dude. Thanks, Nana. Thanks. It's been going pretty good. I'll let you kind of see where we are. Too. So this is... Bye, Nana. So this is where like a lot of the hair and stuff is looking at, like at the moment, right? The Iris XY needs a little bit more work too, but it's getting there. And we've started working on mouth forms. So she's got her mouth closed at all the different key points for the mouth rig that she wanted. And then for the next one, we have those done. More or less. There's like some minor tweaks I would like to make, but for the most part, that part's finished, which is really nice. And I messed with a lot of her toggles, and this is my favorite toggle. And I love it because it blinks. I showed Marin earlier. But it is my favorite one. No, not pattern A. I want posing. Progress. Not as much progress as I wanted, but we did get some. I really, really wanted to have it done for by the end of March, because this was my spring break week, and I'm about to have like 4 more weeks of school and college. Sorry, 4 more weeks of college and work on top of each other, and then after that in May, I will have like 3 more weeks of work before I'm off for summer break. So, so anyway, but I really like this one. I think it's cool, and the eyes actually blink. So anyway, but that's kind of where things are at. So I don't know. I'd really, yeah, it's really busy, which I can keep working on this through April too. But I can't spend every stream that I do in April just working on this, because I do need to do some more gaming stuff. So that's kind of a problem. I gotta figure that one out. But we are getting like really close with this. Like, hair physics is something that'll take me a little bit of time. That's probably the next like biggest hurdle, because this mouth will get done. I could finish that up. Also, for your own sanity, some variety maybe get. Yeah, it's been a little bit rough trying to do like 4 of these all month long. But and the body XY really won't take all that long. So I think maybe if we do like 2 more of these in April, and I maybe work on it some just on my own, because I have been doing that too, we could be pretty close to having it done by May, maybe. But hair physics is going to take a little bit of time. Hair physics is one of those things that's like, it's not really different for each piece of hair. It's mostly the same. And once you have everything set up, it's pretty easy. So we could like knock most of that out in one stream, I think. Getting to that point. But first we have to do the mouth. It's looking good, says Marin. Thanks, Marin. I think it's looking good too. I think it's going to be a good one once we get it done. I think maybe it's worse as an artist when you spend more time on a project than less, because you see all of the things on it that could be better, even though it's probably fine. Like, for example, okay, when she looks up here like this part of her hair up here looks very squished, right? And part of that's because of the way the perspective is, but it does look real squished. And over here, it's kind of the same thing. Her mouth is cracking me up. And so you see like how this piece of hair is like kind of lumpy. For a free rig for a friend, especially, but like even just in general, I might fix this piece of hair. But like the way that it looks squished up there is probably fine, right? Like I probably shouldn't waste a bunch of time trying to fix that. But I also kind of am like, well, I could though. I could do that. Anyway, so I think that's where I'm rambling, but I think that's because I'm kind of planning to end stream here. We've been going for about 2 hours, and I'm kind of tired of reading. If my tablet would work, there is one thing I did want to try. That might be because I plugged a webcam thing. Hold on, let me try one thing. If I can get one thing to do it, we might do one thing for fun real quick before I go. But I gotta see if I can. I mean, for a free model, this is an amazing effort and attention to detail. And you also put rig. That is true, Merritt. I didn't draw the model. It is. I mean, part of it is because I'm trying to practice to get better too. I mean, I've only rigged 2 before this. And this was going to be the last free one that I do. So. And I've gotten permission from Sketch to use it for like advertising purposes and stuff too. So I am trying to make it good also as that. So it's kind of a hybrid between a commission and a, personal project too. But anyway, right. I was testing my tablet to see if it would fix it. That didn't fix it. Okay. So. Yes, get that money. I would really like to. I have to find somebody who would want to pay me. I think that my starting price would be... It's hard for me to say. And it's also hard because of the time commitments that I have. So I would either charge, I think, a slightly lower price. And I would tell people up front, like, the agreement is like, I get it done when I get it done. And you just kind of have to be chill with that. Like... but I would that'd be cheaper, and I'd be doing like probably the same amount of detail work as what I'm doing with this, really. And that would be, for that, I would probably do maybe like 500, I think. And then if I could get a commission over the summer and I could be a little faster, I might do more like 800 or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not great with pricing art. Yeah, I do think that's kind of the thing. I know I've seen a couple, which I don't really follow that many VTubers, even though I picked it up and I've started doing it. So charge what it's worth, Marin says. I have seen a couple people who are like, yeah, so I ordered my model like 3 months ago, and they're like halfway done with it, Like, I think it's pretty normal for it to take about 6 months. Of time, because it is a lot of stuff to do. It's kind of like being like a is it Victorian era or is it like Renaissance? It's like being a Renaissance painter, you're like Leonardo da Vinci and you're painting not Leonardo da Vinci, who am I thinking? You're like Michelangelo painting like the 16th chapel. I actually think that took him longer than 6 months anyway, but still. Oh boy. It's getting there though. It's definitely getting there. I was supposed to be fixing my tablet. Yeah. Guys. I'm getting way distracted. Let's switch. We're already switched off the drawing monitor. I don't have anything on it, so this should be fine. I'm going to unplug all of it. Oh, great. That like killed. You can look at Can I just cancel everything for a sec? Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah, it really doesn't like it when I do this. I'm just gonna turn it off for a sec. And we'll restart that. And see if that fixed it. I don't know. That really didn't fix it. Hold on. I'm turning this back on. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to save this and... Oh, you know, I actually don't even remember the name of the website. It's like, AI impersonator game AI art. Oh, it's not just online. Okay, this is like a party game. Is that not just like a... I thought that was like a browser game. No, it looks like it's a Steam game. Okay, never mind. I don't think I can do that this stream anyway. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that's gonna be it for stream today. Then we've made some good progress. We got basically everything is X-wide now. We have the mouth started, so that's pretty good for the 2 hours that I've been doing. So I will see you guys in the Outback. I'm Octoreges. If you liked the stream, I mean, I know Marin's the only one who's here, but if you liked the stream, like and subscribe and all the other stuff that YouTubers are supposed to say. And I'll see you later. Turtles.